Science and Technology Part 2, Chapter 3, Life Processes in Living Organisms Part 2. Menstrual cycle. Female reproductive system undergoes some changes at puberty and those changes repeat at the interval of every 28 to 30 days. These repetitive changes are called as menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle is a natural process controlled by 4 hormones. Those 4 hormones are FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, LH, luteinizing hormone. Next is estrogen and progesterone. One of the several follicles in the ovary starts to develop along with the oocyte present in it under the effect of follicle stimulating hormone from the pituitary glands. This developing follicle starts secreting hormone estrogen. Endometrium, the layer of uterus, starts to develop during the first cycle and it regenerates under the effect of estrogen. Meanwhile, developing follicle completes its development. It bursts under the effect of luteinizing hormone from the pituitary gland and oocyte is released. This is called as ovulation. Remaining tissue of the burst follicle forms the corpus luteum. Corpus luteum starts secreting the hormone progesterone. The endometrial glands secrete their secretion under the effect of progesterone. Such endometrium is ready for implantation of the embryo. If oocyte is not fertilized within 24 hours, corpus luteum becomes inactive and transforms into corpus albicans. Due to this, secretion of estrogen and progesterone stops completely. Endometrium starts to degenerate in the absence of these two hormones, that is estrogen and progesterone. Tissues of degenerating endometrium and the unfertilized ovum are discarded out through vagina. This is accompanied with continuous bleeding. The bleeding continues approximately for 5 days and this is called as menstruation. Menstrual cycle is a natural process and the women experience severe pains during this period. Severe weakness is felt due to heavy bleeding. There is higher possibility of infection during this overall period. Due to all such reasons, there is a need of rest along with the special personal hygienic conditions. If the embryo is implanted, repetition of this cycle is temporarily stopped till the parturition and thereafter the period of breastfeeding. Reproduction and modern technology. Many couples cannot have children due to various reasons. In case of women, irregularity in menstrual cycle, difficulties in oocyte production, obstacles in the oviduct, difficulties in implantation in uterus and many other reasons are responsible. Absence of sperm in the semen, slow movement of the sperm, anomalies in the sperm are the reasons in case of males. Now, with the help of advanced medical techniques, the childless couples can have a child. The first technique, in vitro fertilization or IVF. In this technique, fertilization is brought about in the test tube and the embryo formed is implanted in the uterus of woman at appropriate time. IVF technique is used for having the child in case of those childless couples who have problems like less sperm count, obstacles in the oviduct, etc. Second process is surrogacy. Some women have problems in implantation of embryo in the uterus. Such women can take the help of modern remedial technique called as surrogacy. In this technique, the oocyte is collected from the ovary of the woman having the problem. That oocyte is fertilized in test tube with the help of sperms collected from her husband. The embryo formed from such fertilization is implanted in the uterus of some other woman having normal uterus. Such a woman in whose uterus the embryo is implanted is called as surrogate mother. The third one, sperm bank or semen bank. Absence of sperms in the semen, slow movement of the sperms, anomalies in the sperms are the reasons for difficulty in reproduction in case of males. So as to have the children in case of such childless couples, new concept of sperm bank has been introduced. This concept is similar to blood bank. Semen ejaculated by the desired men is collected after their thorough physical and medical checkup and stored in the sperm bank. Twins. Two embryos develop simultaneously in the same uterus and thus two offsprings are delivered simultaneously. Such offsprings are called as twins. Many couples have twins. There are two main types of twins such as monozygotic twins and dizygotic twins. Monozygotic twins are formed from single embryo. During early period of embryonic development, cells of that embryo divides into two groups. Those two groups develop as two separate embryos and thus monozygotic twins are formed. Such twins are genetically exactly similar to each other. Due to this, such twins are exactly similar in their appearance and their gender is also same. That is, both can be either boys or girls. In case of monozygotic twins, the embryonic cells are divided into two groups. 8 days after zygote formation, there is high possibility of formation of conjoined twins, that is Siamese twins. Such twins are born with some parts of the body joined to each other. Some organs are common in such twins. Dizygotic twins. Occasionally, two oocytes are released from the ovary of woman and both oocytes are fertilized by two separate sperms and thus two zygotes are formed. Two embryos are formed from those two zygotes and both of these embryos are separately implanted in the uterus and thus dizygotic twins are delivered after complete development. Such twins are genetically different and may be same or different by the gender. Reproductive health. A person's state of being physical, mental and social strongness is called as health. In our country, there seems to be lack of awareness regarding the reproductive health due to various reasons. Occurrence of menstrual cycle is related with reproductive and overall health of women. Nowadays, women are working at par with men. Due to this, they have to stay outdoors for whole day. Bleeding occurs during menstrual cycle. Due to this, private organs need to be maintained clean time to time. Otherwise, problems regarding reproductive health may arise. Among the various sexual diseases, syphilis and gonorrhea occur on large scale. Both of these diseases are caused by bacteria. Occurrence of patches on various parts of the body including genitals, rashes, fever, inflammation of joints, alopecia, etc. are the symptoms of syphilis. Alopecia means the partial or complete absence of hair from the areas of the body. Painful and burning sensation occurs during urination, oozing of pus through the penis or vagina, inflammation of urinary tract, anus, throat, eyes, etc. are the symptoms of the disease gonorrhea. Population explosion. Excessive growth of population within a short duration is called as population explosion. You may have realized from the table given about the fast population growth in India. We have to face various problems like unemployment, decreasing per capita income and increasing loan, stress on natural resources, etc. There is only one solution for all such problems and it is population control. Family planning is essential for this. In view of the age group of standard 10 students, it would be appropriate now in the process of science education to give freedom and scope to students to develop their own curiosity about the events of the world, their propensity to go looking for the causes behind them, and to their own initiative and capacity to take the lead. So, now you will understand the objectives of sex education. The objective of sex education is to help the children understand the body structures of men and women and acquire the knowledge about birth. Second objective is to teach the children to establish and accept the role and responsibility of their own gender by acquiring the knowledge of sex, understanding and developing foundation for their future. Then it also helps them in proper decision making. The third objective is sex education is a kind of holistic education. It teaches an individual about self-acceptance and the attitude and skills of interpersonal relationship. It also helps an individual to cultivate a sense of responsibility towards others as well as oneself.